NHL Nightly with your host, the sports, a.k.a. Peter Lebowski, a.k.a. Jeremiah Maxwell. And with him, as always, maybe Perlo Wisdom and Rico in Barry. What's up?
Hey, buddy.
You doing okay?
Oh, yeah. Just had a long day.
Yeah, I hear you, my friend. Okay, well, we got some stuff to talk about, so let's just get right into it. This is NHL Nightly. I'm your host, Jeremiah Maxwell, a.k.a. the Sports Beard. With me, as always, Rico and Barry, our goal-scoring prop expert. He hit another one tonight, Connor McMichael, who has I have written this down. Oh, shoot. I think he has 12 5-on-5 goals this year or something. Anyway, pretty good. I think he leads the NHL in that category or something.
Yeah, I think that was his
him.
18th. Yeah. Kid's on fire, man.
Yeah, good stuff.
High first round pick. He was like, what, 25th pick in the first round or something?
Yeah, something up there. Yeah, for sure. Andrew wants to know how you're doing. Good to see you, Andrew. Okay, so the big news of the day was Jacob Trouba was traded. We kind of assumed this was going to happen earlier in the day. It looked like it was going to break. I don't know. I'm pretty sure you saw the chatter. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I guess he's seen it coming. He was getting sad against Pittsburgh as well too, but the thing that surprised me, and I kind of thought that might have been the discuss too, is I guess New York discussed putting him on waivers to pressure him into facilitating a trade. So Trouba, I guess, responded to Greg Wyshynski and said, yeah, it was a threat. So, I mean, I think Trouba was just kind of pissed about how it got handled publicly and stuff. And I mean, he's got no ill will against the Rangers, the fans, stuff in his time there. But I guess just the way it happened. And, you know, this is a play by Verbeek, I think, to bring in Trouba. You eat the money. Anaheim's at the cap or near the cap floor anyway. So, I mean, you don't give up anything for this guy. You could probably flip him, eat half his salary at the deadline. Somebody could take a $4 million Trouba and you'd probably get a first or maybe even a couple firsts. Then David Savard fetched a first. I mean, this guy at $4 million is a good defenseman. At 6 or 8, probably not.
Sounded like Detroit really wanted him, but just couldn't move the cap space, get the cap space there. Yeah. I feel like that is 100% accurate, by the way. Trouba was threatened. He was interviewed basically today on ESPN and said, yeah, they said, we'll put you on waivers if you don't accept a trade. He said, okay. So they get a 4th round and Urho Vakanainen. You guess who broke that news that it was going to be Vakanainen? Friend of the show, Johnny Lazarus, who I asked to come on tonight, but because the game was happening in MSG, he wasn't going to be able to do it. He's probably interviewing players and stuff right now as we speak. So totally understand. But one and the same. Oh, Andrew says he saw you on Leafs Talk, by the way. What is happening? Yeah, we saw that sod that Demko's back. Thank you for keeping it conversational. One and the same, the Rangers are Kevin Weeks and Emily Kaplan Blake to news that they signed Shesterkin to a 8-year extension. Friedman had the specifics later, but looks like $11.5 million, 8-year deal. It'll go till he's 36. The Vegas Golden Knights have just scored, by the way, to go up 1-0 on a 5-on-3 against Dallas. So other games that are on, Blue Jackets are up 2-0 against Vancouver. Again, I guess we thought the Blue Jackets. Boy, Taka does not look like he's having fun coaching them this. And then I have I have the Wild Ducks on, but that game is scoreless.
Dude, I called it last night. I said, watch out for the Jackets. Vancouver coming off a 6-game road trip from out east. First game back.
You said that. You did. You said that. Dude, and they're a good team. I think they're going to be fighting for a playoff spot by the end of the year. They have, like, Sean Monahan is a capable centerman. These young kids that they've been waiting for, this is what they needed. They needed guys to step up and give these younger guys a little bit more room. So I just don't understand the lack of patience. And I'll tell you who I love. Olivier, for them. He has a goal in this game. Dude, that guy will give you a knuckle sandwich, and he's got like 8 goals. He's killed it this year.
Yeah.
So when we heard Don Waddell yesterday or the day before this week on Kipper and Bourne say, you know, they're keeping him. So 3 late games on a Friday. So it's still going. I mean, just underway. Dallas is in the first, and Vancouver's in the first, and so is Anaheim and Minnesota. All those games first is just about to end. Before we jump to Shark and go off on all the other stuff going on, what were your thoughts on the Shesterkin deal?
I said it to my buddy at work when I was at a customer today, and he told me, he's like, "Oh, Trouba's gone to Anaheim." I'm like, "Oh, there it is." And then about 10 seconds later, I'm like, "Well, you're going to see Shesterkin probably happen fairly soon." And boom, not 10 minutes later, we see on our phone that Shesterkin gets signed. But I was surprised at the number. Thought it was going to be a little more if you waited till free agency, but it was just a timing thing. I mean, he's still the highest paid goalie in the league.
Well, he gets the extra year, though. Remember,
yeah.
they can't give him that 8th year that's one of the benefits of the new CBA is the team, the drafting team, or the owner, the team that owns his contract.
Yeah,
can
for sure
sign him to the 8-year deal. Now, like, obviously, Florida was able to sign Tkachuk to an 8-year deal because of the trade. They didn't do the extension until after the fact, or they did the extension with Calgary and then made the trade or whatever. So however that works.
Yeah, it makes me wonder because Shesterkin's got a 3.05 goals against going into this game, and I'm wondering if maybe Shesterkin's like, "Hey, get rid of this guy and I'll sign this deal," because it happened not 10 minutes after they announced the Trouba deal.
So from what Emily Kaplan said later in the day, later in the evening, they were not intending on breaking the news to that today. It's just that the Intrepid, Kevin Weeks and her got the news and they broke the story. So they weren't planning on breaking the story today because of the situation with Trouba. So I will tell you though, I watched almost in its entirety. I watched the Leafs Caps, obviously. Let's go Caps. But I watched a lot of the Rangers Penguins, and I thought it was the best game from the Rangers I've seen this season. They just have not been a good team. And the goals that the Penguins scored were good goals. Like they were off things, deflected things. It was, I don't put anything on bad defense or anything. The Rangers finally played a pretty good game. Laz said basically the same thing. He was live tweeting the whole thing. So I just, it is.
So do they name a captain this year, or they play out the year?
No, they're not going to name a captain. I don't think. And honestly, their last 3 captains have all been traded mid-season. So they traded Callahan mid-season. Now, look, Callahan, if you're disappointed, and I know it still bothers him, you got traded for a Hall of Famer in Martin St. Louis.
And made the conference final basically right after that.
So
or made the cup final, I think, against LA.
Did they lose to LA? That might have been the year they lost to LA. And then and that had a lot to do with that had more to do with not Ryan Callahan being a bad captain, but Martin St. Louis basically telling Steve Yzerman, "F you, I want out of Tampa Bay." So that was what that was all about.
Then it was
So,
McDonough, right?
they got McDonough in that deal too, did they not? No. McDonough was 2017, 2018 or something. Then McDonough was traded, yeah. But he wasn't involved in the Martin St. Louis trade.
Oh, I meant he was the captain. Wasn't he the captain after Callahan?
Callahan was the captain when he got traded for Martin St. Louis in 13-14.
Yeah. And then I thought the third captain, you were saying that's the third last captain of the Rangers to get traded.
Yeah, then Ryan McDonough got traded in 2018 or whatever when he got traded to Tampa.
Mm-hmm.
And then now Trouba.
Mm-hmm.
So the last three captains they've traded mid-season. Now, Callahan and McDonough got traded later in the year. Now, and I also think when they traded McDonough, they were starting to rebuild. So, they knew McDonough was going to be a great player. They didn't want to trade him. That, by the way, do you remember how they got McDonough? I'll tell you. Mm-hmm. It involves fellow Alaskan Scott Gomez. They traded to Montreal, who had drafted him, with Scott Gomez. And I think there might have been another player in the deal, but I don't remember. But that was the crux of that one. So, Ian, thanks, man. Appreciate you. I didn't play, so I didn't have anything to do with it. The Capitals are a good team, though, and I'm tired of people sleeping on them. At this point, you need to shut up and pay attention because they're a good team.
So, and the Capitals got the trade tree with Hagel from Chicago to Tampa. That now Washington's involved in this trade tree too, because Taylor Radish was one of the picks that Chicago got back for Brandon Hagel. So it's just funny how things work out.
Yeah, Radish has played good for the Caps. That fourth line has been Duhaime, Radish, and Dowd has been at times one of our better lines for sure. Gonna be real. So let's talk about it. Did you get to listen or watch any of the Leafs game, or were you working most of the night and just kind of catching?
No, I watched it all. Couple breakaways. Tavares buried a nice goal. I mean, that one that went off the ref that Matthews banged the backhand into the ref's leg, and McMichael basically just potted that one in top shelf. Then there was an empty netter. So, I mean, Toronto had some good chances. Charlie Lindgren was laying out. He played well. He was like a street hockey goalie out there. He was all over the place. So, I mean, they were in tight a couple times and they couldn't bury it. So it was a good game.
You're one of few. You're one of few people that were high on them. So I didn't say anything because I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure what they were going to look like. But I thought the additions of Matthew Roy, Duhaime, Radish.
The big one for me was Chychrun. I remember him in Ottawa, but he was just parked on the right side with Thomas Chabot, and it didn't work there. And for Washington to put him on the left side, he can play both sides, but he's definitely a left-handed shot defenseman playing on that side. He's got a wicked shot. He stood out. I've never watched too many Washington games from start to finish this year, but that guy stood out tonight. Chychrun's such a good defenseman, man.
Yeah, I mean, that penalty they gave on him was absolute soft baby shit, too. That shouldn't have been a call. But because the Caps try staying out of the box. I think the best thing ever Spencer Carberry has kept the physicality, but said, hey, we can't be taking penalties. So, I'll be honest with you, Rico, and I'll just say this. Tavares looked good. He looked good in the last game that you guys came back and won. I didn't notice Marner, Matthews, or Nylander much. The Capitals did a really good job defensively on those guys and eliminating them in the game. I was really impressed with their game. They needed it after the crappy ass game they had against the Sharks. And then to see the Sharks just get destroyed, it was one of those things. So yeah, just real quick on that one. I mean, that's all I'll say. I mean, Toronto is a good team. That was a close game. I think years past, the Caps might have run away with that game because they had some really good scoring chances. Stolarz is the real deal, dude. He looks good. He didn't give up a bad goal tonight, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. Dowd's goal you ain't saving that. And then, like you said, McMichael's goal, but you hit your goal scoring prop. So I had done a 4-thing parlay on underdog, and the Capitals guy I picked to score, take a wild guess. I didn't pick McMichael, so I didn't want to ride with you on that one. Because I want to jinx it, and I knew you had already kind of picked it. I was like, no, I'm good. Let's just let Rico stand on his own with that. I picked Alexei Protas, and he gets the empty netter. I didn't win my thing, by the way, because I had a 4-leg. I followed Laz on 3 things. The 2 of them were a Jesper Bratt point. He got 2. One of them was a Kirill Kaprizov plus 1, or plus, a plus player on the game, and a Crosby point. Crosby did not have a point tonight. In fact, I, for large swaths of the game, didn't notice him, and he's not playing long shifts. But Pittsburgh, Tomasino has 3 goals in 5 games for them. So yeah, I'll just say, also 5 goals, 2 assists, and 11 shots in the last 7 games for Shane Wright, as they put up a valiant effort against the Devils and the Seattle Kraken. So nice to see him get going. I did see a lot of giveaways from the Devils too. I still think Singsy, Devils fans, Pasha, you guys, there's Devils make me nervous. And then I wonder about their game in the playoffs, but we'll see. Sheldon Keefe, not known for his adjustments in game too. Anyway, my opinion. Panarin, 19 goals versus the Peds, most versus any team. He had 2 tonight. Definitely was out to show that he could be a leader on this team. Obviously wears the A. And Washington, 8 straight road wins for the Capitals, ties a franchise record. That's pretty good. And the Leafs are a good team, man. That's a good win, especially after having a really abysmal. The Leafs play the Penguins tomorrow. The Penguins are ripe for the picking, dude. They still are a good team, but they've been playing some better hockey. I think the injection of Pickering, Tomasino, getting some of these younger guys in their lineup is helping them out a little bit. You could tell they have spread the age out through the lineup. So they've got an experienced guy with these younger cats. But I think this is a game the Leafs should win easy tomorrow if they show up and play. And in years past, I would be nervous, but I'm not. I thought the Leafs didn't lack effort at all. They could have won that game. They could have easily gotten a tie game. I'll just say, other than the last 2 minutes, I didn't see too much from them offensively. I thought the Caps did a really good job of skating with the puck, keeping it away from them. So, yeah, Saad, I have no idea what happened to JT Miller, but I heard he's skating again, and he will be back soon. He's on the Team USA roster. It sounds like he's going to be back soon with the Canucks within the week, I think. So I know you're struggling tonight, but I think they're going to be good, buddy. So I appreciate you being here and chiming in. Okay, man. We don't have to have a long show. It's Friday night. I know you had a long week. Was there anything you wanted to talk about? We'll jump into tomorrow's games, but anything else you want to talk about?
I think I'm all right. I mean, that was Yester Bratt's 500th game tonight.
Yeah, somebody else 600 or 800th game. Meyer. There was another guy too on Devils.
Was it?
Yeah.
Timo Meyer.
It might have been Meyer.
Okay, nice. No, and going back on Columbus, having Monahan, I think he's playing on the top line between those 2 Russians there, Marchenko and Voronkov. Like, they're solid players that are coming into their own right now. And then you got Cole Sillinger, you got that Kent Johnson guy. They got some good young talent there. Werenski's having like a comeback year. I know he's been plagued with injuries and stuff, but
great USA roster.
Yeah, solid comeback year, Werenski. Good defenseman there. So, yeah, no, that's good to see Columbus doing well.
Yeah, 8 straight road win, Avi. 8 straight road win.
Yeah. They got Shinnikovs out of the lineup, too. That's another one for Columbus. That's another good player that's not in the lineup right now.
Yeah, for sure, man. For sure. So tomorrow, this whole weekend, we actually have there's 18 games this weekend, 11 games tomorrow. We can just go through these fast and furious and call it a evening. So first off, I've got Flyers Bruins. That is a 1 p.m. Eastern puck drop game. So that game is going to come on like 11 a.m. for me. Flyers Bruins, NHL Network for the U.S., by the way, which means probably half of us can't watch it. I've been impressed with the Flyers, man, as of late. I know they're going to come out pissed that they lost that game to Florida after being down a bit. And I think they were down 4-1 and they came back and were winning 5-4 only to lose 7-5. So, but they have goaltending problems right now too, I think is just going to be an issue. But what do you think there? Plus 136 for the Flyers. Bruins been on a little bit of a run again.
Yeah, and Sean Couturier has been playing pretty good for Philly too. But yeah, early game in Boston. I mean, you got to go with just a goaltending matchup here, Swayman over Fedotov. So it's going to be tough for Philly to win that game.
Yeah, exactly. I agree with you. Okay, Utah versus the Sabres.
Vejmelka's already confirmed in net.
What do you
think? Utah?
It's got to be. I think Ingram's out for them.
Yeah.
Connor Ingram's injured for them. So I think Vejmelka's had to be their guy.
Yeah, Utah hasn't played since Monday either. So they're almost going to have a week off. So, and Buffalo's lost 5 in a row. So,
yeah, I think Buffalo makes a major move if they lose this game.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is in Buffalo too. This is another 9 a.m. or 1 p.m. Eastern start time.
I'm going to go with the Sabres must win here. Dahlin's out too, so I don't even know if he's back.
I like the over though, Rico. 6. Jump on it now. These teams are putting the puck in the basket. Oh, you're muted. Oh,
yeah, I'll take the Sabres here.
Okay. Jets, Blackhawks.
Sorry to say Jets, Hawks?
Jets, Blackhawks. Yep.
Yeah, Jets minus 1.5 in regulation.
Yeah, new coach. I don't think it matters. Hurricanes, Islanders.
Dustin Tokarski, maybe we can get the start for Carolina here against Sorokin. I don't mind the Islanders at home here.
Oh, really? Okay. Wow. All right. Plus 145 Islanders. Okay. It's a little bit of an upset there. Bobby says he's not touching the Sabres, Utah. Oh, Avi, what about Michigan and Minnesota tonight? Michigan got their butts whipped. Anyway, Sharks, Panthers. What do you like there? Wow, Sharks are plus 310. I think you're muted. You're muted.
Yeah, heavy favorites here. Florida's been on the road for a couple, back home for one, and going out on a Western trip. So I think they're flying to Seattle after this. I think they take care of the Sharks and enjoy the plane ride west. So probably puck line or regulation for Florida to get some type of value.
By the way, St. Cloud and Omaha are tied 3-3 late in the game. If you're looking for a good hockey game to put on, that's not NHL. And the NHL games are kind of in the early stages that are live now. So yeah, I would bet against the Panthers here. Capitals at Montreal. Yeah, what do you think here, man? Plus 124 for Montreal. Ovi always plays so well in Montreal. It sucks he's not being able to play.
I know, and you got Montembeault that got named to Team Canada, and you got Logan Thompson that probably should have got named to Team Canada. So these are a little bit of a goalie matchup here.
Yeah, and
tough
and Logan Thompson's been very good this year.
I know. He's been so good. I think just the way Washington's playing, I don't mind them in here.
Yeah.
It wasn't an overly physical game tonight against the Leafs. Like it was.
No, it was good defended though. You know what I'm saying? There was a lot of good defense. Yeah, I didn't think the Leafs played bad either. But imagine that Capitals team brings that game to Montreal against that team. I just feel like Montreal doesn't have they don't have the bodies.
No, I like the under again.
Yeah, you like the under? I don't blame you. The over-under in that is 6, so I don't blame you. That's a 7 Eastern game, though. So we're back to normal times. The Hurricanes and Islanders, that's a 5 Eastern start out on the island. And the Panthers was a 6 p.m. Eastern, so that's a nice Saturday night special. If you're like me, a lot of us have holiday parties to go to this weekend. So, Caps Canadians, you called that Pred Sens. Oh my God! How about the two most disappointing teams in the NHL this year? You could throw Buffalo in there, but this is the disappointment bowl at 7 p.m. in Canada.
Yeah,
you gonna go to this game?
Yeah, this is like the reverse of the Sphere last year because Nashville's going for 7 losses in a row. Imagine they get as many losses in a row as they did wins in a row last year and had the reverse Sphere. My God. Give me the Sens here, man.
Okay, Sens. All right, Sens all day. Avi's all over the Cabs too. I think he'll be back. I think he'll be back at the 4-week mark, Avi, as far as Ovi goes. Avi asked in the chat, for those of you, take the Capitals for sure. Habs are going to be worse than most nights. So, all right, Avalanche Red Wings, man. Just this again, the dream matchup of our youth. And when I say youth, our 20s. So, but teens and 20s. I mean, these two teams, this again, I still, my stance. Detroit should still be in the West.
The
Nashville
mid-90s
should be in the East. So, what?
You play this game in 94, 95, 96, 97. It was like, oh my God.
It's a national game of the week. It's the ESPN Wednesday Night Hockey, baby.
Yeah.
And it's good shit. Good shit.
Oh,
yeah.
You just
Yeah. I'm going to take the Wings plus 160. I know I haven't taken a lot, but I'm going to take the Wings. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm on board here too. I think trying to get Billy Husso his first win of the year. He's winless, so they'll try and get one for him here.
This Colorado's had a tough time keeping the puck out of the net. They're scoring, but Mikko Rantanen has 31 assists on the year, and 15 goals. Okay, your Toronto Maple Leafs will be in Pittsburgh Saturday. That is a NHL Network game in the US too as well. So fuck you, NHL Network. None of us can watch it. 7 p.m. Eastern. I like the Leafs. Penguins are plus 130. I like the Leafs all day here.
Yeah, Toronto's playing 3 and 4. Pittsburgh's back to back.
And you're gonna get Tristan Jarry. I'm not. He's been good. I don't want to shit on Jarry. He's been good the last week or so. Pittsburgh was on this little 4-game win streak. Not surprised to see it win. They did not deserve to win tonight. The Rangers were the better team easily, but I could see Pittsburgh. I could see someone wanting to take a flyer on the Pittsburgh. Avi's all over the Avalanche money line. Yep, I understand that, Avi. I'm just taking the Red Wings. So, yeah, there's no way I'm not taking Toronto in this game if I'm anybody that wants to keep money in their pocket. So, how are you feeling?
I just think Toronto needs some depth scoring, or they need to just get healthy and get Gurbenkin and Nick Robertson back out of the lineup, because these guys aren't giving us anything offensively.
Yeah, Robinson had a pretty great he had a couple opportunities missed tonight. I really want to see that guy pot a goal. I would have not been sad to see him score. I'm really rooting for that kid.
Yeah, me too. He's just snake bitten. He just
isn't getting at breaks. I hope you stick with him and he gets some shots and stuff. The Leafs needs you got to get secondary scoring, man. But everybody's going through it this year. Okay, Wild at Kings. Wild are going to be the back-to-back. Obviously, they're playing Anaheim tonight. No big deal. Kings are not great at home. I'm the Wild are plus money. I kind of like Minnesota. I know Minnesota's got some injuries. That's key. I mean, just real quick, Minnesota's missing Brodin, Eriksson, Lauko, Zuccarello, Grosnick. I mean, Grosnick's a goalie, so they have Marc-Andre Fleury and Gustafsson. So, but yeah, I mean, maybe I'm off. I'm not touching this one. I think I wouldn't touch it.
It'll be an under, I think. It'll be a low scoring game. I don't know. Marc-Andre Fleury in net, maybe trying to play his way onto the third spot in Team Canada in February. I think this is an LA win.
Picked him in the first place.
I don't know. The third goalies never get a play. He's more for team morale. Like,
I get you want a young guy to get the experience. This experience, by the way, this fucking bullshit, best on best. This isn't bullshit. This is not best on best. Where's Czechia? Where's Russia? Get the fuck out of here with this. They're not going to learn anything from this tournament. I mean, I'm just glad we get to see something. But newsflash too: if USA plays Canada in Boston, yours truly will be there with Mike. So I will be going to Boston.
Nice.
Yep, I'll be wearing my Mike Eruzione Team USA 1980 gold medal. Champions. Let's go.
Montebo's not young either. Montebo's 28 years old. It's not like he's 22 or 23.
Dude, my thing, take a Logan Thompson. Take a Chalbot. Take a guy that's worked his ass off this year to get a chance to play. Take that guy. Now, good, I get you got scouts and stuff, but
yeah. Yeah, I would have loved to have them team
or Germany, Darkness.
Team Europe and then another team North America, maybe with the 23 and unders again.
I would love a team North America versus Team Europe in the All-Star game. Go back to that format. That made it fun. It made it exciting. It's good. The U.S. and Canada are going to be the same country anyway. Haven't you been reading? Just joking.
Oh my God, Can you imagine? I know. He's
maybe if I send you some shit, I don't have to pay so much taxes on it, though, huh? That would be nice.
Trump, you got to drive through Canada to get to the U.S., Alaska.
It's fair.
That's hilarious. Yeah.
Okay, the last game of the night, I mean, dude, I'm going to be, if we're at the ball still, I'm going to be trying to watch this. Blues plus 230 at the Oilers. Have you watched the Blues play as of late? They are on a tear. And have you watched Edmonton? Edmonton is good again, but they gave up 3 goals last night to Blue Jackets, and they had 6. But they're kind of back to their old. They're getting some scoring from their top guys, are starting to light it up. But if they don't get anything from McDavid or Draisaitl, which, by the way, Draisaitl had 19 goals now, they're not getting much from it. They're not getting anything from Jeff Skinner. I knew that was not going to work out. Perlo was all over that one too. The Blues are a deep team, and they're getting stuff from Dylan. Dylan Holloway has 8 goals for them this year.
And Arvidsson's hurt.
Huh?
And Arvidsson's hurt for Edmonton again.
Yeah, I mean, Edmonton, you should not boo those guys, by the way. You should have paid them. That's what you should have done. So, I like the Blues at plus 230. Darkness, I like your Blues. Monty's got these boys playing. I think a lot of teams have figured out. Obviously, Oilers win 5-3. That's fair. But I'm telling you, this Blues team is better than people think, better than they think, and I know there's a little animosity. Maybe McDavid and them want to show out those guys, but no, man. Plus 230, exactly, Darkness. Way too good at value.
Yeah, you got the starting goalie for Team Canada on St. Louis. You got a motivated player, new coach. I mean,
well, Rico, and let's just say this too. Have you seen what are the Blues the last year? I'm just going to pull it up. The last 10, the St. Louis Blues, which, by the way, I think let me pull up a wild card. Because I'm in that. Minnesota scored. Minnesota scored. Boldy. No. Rossi. Marco Rossi. Nice goal, by the way. Marco Rossi's come a long way from Minnesota. Yeah, they needed that secondary scoring. I'm telling you, Minnesota's going to make some shockwaves. And I love the way Billy G's got those guys humming. So right now, St. Louis is tied with Colorado in points, and they are 1-2 points out from a wild card spot. You know who holds the last wild card in the Western Conference right now? We were just talking about them. They're in this game, in fact. The Edmonton Oilers.
Mm-hmm.
The Edmonton Oilers and Vancouver Canucks both have 30 points. Now, I know that this means nothing, but I'm just saying positionally at the wild card. Your top three in the Central are Minnesota, Winnipeg, Dallas. Wow, for Minnesota to be tied with Winnipeg with the start Winnipeg had just shows you how good a hockey. By the way, Winnipeg 9-2 their last 10, but Dallas Winnipeg are 4-6 in their last 10. Minnesota is 7-2-1 in their last 10. They've just been playing some good hockey. And Oilers too, 6-3-1 in their last 10. The St. Louis Blues are 6-3-1 in their last 10. And since Monty is 4-0-1. Thank you, Darkness. Thank you. You had that up there for me, and you were reading my mind. I like St. Louis here at plus 230. I just feel like Edmonton's not unbeatable. They have a +1 now. A +1 with 78 goals. They've not been getting a lot of scoring outside of McDavid, Draisaitl. They're not even getting a lot from Nugent. They're not getting anything from Hyman yet. So now I think that will all change, but
Hyman got 2 last game, but that was only his 4th and 5th of the year, I think.
Yeah, I mean, he had 50 last year, right? So I mean, he's not going to have that this year. So yeah, I mean, I just feel like that's good value there. So
yeah, I don't mind St. Louis too. Have you seen Sam McKee brought it up earlier? You should see this goal, the OHL goal by that Seneke kid. Remember?
I saw it. Beckett Seneca.
Did you see that goal tonight?
I'll find it. I'll find it and I'll put it on for everybody.
Find it. It's on OHL Live on Twitter. That was unbelievable. McKee put it up on Leafs Hour after the game. I was like, holy moly, what a goal. And that was a kid that just looked surprised that he got drafted so high, right?
Go over and watch Seneca with the feet right here. It's like a soccer style as he beats Sam Dickinson. Go over and watch Seneca.
Cowan set an OHL record for 56 games in a row with a .2.
Here's the whole video, guys.
It's unreal. Look at this.
Kicks it to himself.
And bar down too. Like not even just a.
Seneca with the feet right here. It's like a soccer style.
That was unreal.
Yeah, that was friggin' nasty. I will tweet it out for those of you that follow me. If you didn't get to see it and you're just listening to us on X, or even though you can watch us on X, you may just be listening. I will tweet it out so you got it. I'm crediting Dmitry Filipovich, but I don't know who had it first. Anyway, straight nasty. We all love a good goal. We all love a good weekend. Rico, thank you for taking so much time to go through the 11 games on Saturday with us. Let's just give your final thoughts and close up shop. We'll be back Tuesday, 10:30 Eastern. Everybody have a great weekend. Final thoughts, Rico.
How much, man? Huge news in New York. So I wonder who's next. I know Kreider was kind of named with Trouba as the ones that they approached maybe to get moves. I'm wondering who else is going to be next, if there is somebody else, if they're looking at Zibanejad or Kreider, if this is the last of the New York Rangers moves, or if, things come in threes. We saw 2 today, so I don't know if there's one more following. So it'll be interesting to see New York moving forward, if this is it for them, or what they're going to do with that money that they just freed up for Trouba, because they didn't have to retain any of it. So it'll be interesting going forward.
Hey, Avi, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Please tell everybody that you know that we are doing this show. Want to grow, I need to leave a like, subscribe. We're trying to grow. I want to buy equipment for these guys so we can do a better show for you guys. Obviously, we don't make any money or we can't get any donations yet because we don't have enough followers, but we're working really hard for that for you guys. I spend the day doing hockey stuff. Today, Mike and I had a great college hockey show. I know you were there with us, so I appreciate your fandom, and I appreciate it, man. So awesome. You are the GOAT of this show, so appreciate you, man. So I appreciate everybody else too. We had decent numbers. Everybody have a great weekend. We'll be back Tuesday, 10:30 Eastern. Let's see what happens. Maybe we get some more trades. I don't know, man. We're getting close to that holiday freeze, so we'll see what happens. Jacob Trouba is an Anaheim Duck. They're going to be tougher to play against. Trust me. Radko Gudas, Jacob Trouba doesn't get much nastier on the back end there. So it'll be good times. Anyway, everybody have a great one. See ya Tuesday. Rico, I was going to say